Right, we're going to call our meeting to order. Randy, Commissioner Heatherly, would you lead
I
us
would
in
be
the pledge?
absolutely honored. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remember when we had that colonel do it? Just do it in a way I've never even seen before. That was pretty impressive.
That was cool.
It was, actually. The whole room trying to keep up with him.
Would the clerk do the roll call, please?
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
And Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here. Thank you. Move on to item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. Do we have any correspondence?
Yes. Trevor Severance, owner of the Steel Creek Gun Works, submitted a request for the county to provide resources for a shooting sports park. Linda Links and Sherry Dysart sent in applications for the Solid Waste Advisory Committee. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission sent in a letter regarding the Lake Cushman project. And Jim Henry sent in an application for the On-Site Sewage Advisory Committee.
Great, thank you. Moving on to item number 5. This is the time we set aside for the public, or to give the public the opportunity to address the commission. So if you would like to address the commission, please raise your hand, state your name and your address, and then come forward and
Trevor Severance, 137 East Morby Lane, Shelton. Commissioners, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today and that you're taking a look at my proposal. It's an exciting thing for me. I've been here 20 years, and in 20 years this county's growing, and it's great to see it growing. One of the problems we have is we're still a very sportsman's-oriented, outdoor-oriented community, and people still like to shoot their guns in their yards, which is okay as long as they're doing it safely, but yards are getting smaller, neighborhoods are getting bigger. The proposal I put forward is an interesting one because not only would it provide a safe opportunity for the county to provide a place for people to go and practice their shooting sports safely, it also provides a very unique economic opportunity for the county, building as a fee-based park that can be leased out for tournaments, competitions, and such like that, due to the fact that there's really nothing in Western Washington of any notable size that is owned by a government other than the federal government to allow people to do some of these sports that they wish to do. We have a very big community of sportsmen here, hunters, fishermen, people come from all over to do that. If you go up into the National Forest at any given time during the summer, it's almost World War III these days. Everybody's taking an opportunity to shoot, which is great. It's just getting crowded. My proposal would provide, the county would develop a shooting sports facility. It would be a fee-based, waiver-based facility, basically pay a membership, which would allow it to support itself and develop itself as people joined on. There's a lot of community organizations that are in support of this. Green Diamond is in support of it as well because it will help reduce the burden on their lands where people are going, shooting in the gravel pits, leaving garbage and lead behind, and giving us an opportunity as a community to say, here's a place to go. Also gives the sheriff's office a couple opportunities. One, a place to direct people to go and shoot safely, and 2, a place for the sheriff's office to train. Currently, the sheriff's office relies on WCC's range when it's available, State Patrol's range on occasion because it's not very available and it's not very useful. It's only 25 yards, and sometimes even our SWAT team ends up at a gravel pit to do their annual training. We don't have a place of our own where we can go and do the training that we need to do. The county would be able to provide that for not only the sheriff's office but the community as a whole. And I think it'd be a really great opportunity. This has been brought up a few times. Various clubs have tried to raise the money, tried to raise the land to do so, and nobody's quite big enough to do it. But here, as the county, I think we are, and I think it'd be a great opportunity. That's all I've got. Thank you.
great, thank you. Anyone else? Come on up.
My name's Eugene Shear. I live at 1613 Jackson Street here in Shelton, Washington. And I would like to just add a little bit what you just heard. I've been a hunter education instructor here in the state of Washington and Mason County over 28 years. And we don't have a place for our kids to shoot anymore. When they shut down our range at Mason Lake out there, Simpson canceled the lease on us, then we didn't have a place for the kids to shoot. We shot legal rifles for deer hunting and 20-gauge shotguns. And we don't have a place to shoot anymore with that. And we would like to also have an outdoor range. I'm a member also of the Mason County Sportsmen's Association here. And we would like to see what we could do, try to get everybody involved locally in sportsmanship, shooting sports, and see what we can do with the outdoor range. Thank you.
Mind if I ask a question? You guys take great care for safety and everything else at the Sportsman's Club, but would you guys be part of running this shooting range?
Yeah, and once we get it settled to what you need done or whatever to run the range, yeah.
Okay. Have you guys reached out also to the ports? The Port of Allen has actually been looking at that as a project. And they have the ability to partner up on something like that.
I was unaware that the board was looking at it. I know that it is in the Parks Commission long-range plan as well, and community development supports it from the conversations I've had with them, but I didn't, thank you for that information. I had no idea the Port of Allen.
More partners, more RCO
Absolutely.
opportunities.
I'm a member of the Sportsman's Association as well, and however it works out, there's plenty of opportunities where groups could have discounted memberships based on how much effort they put forth to assist or to run it. Looking at the model we already have with some of our parks where we have park hosts that stay there and manage the park, that'd be a great opportunity. I know there's a lot of retired guys who love to shoot that might want that job. One day I might, when my wife kicks me out. But yeah, I think there's so many opportunities, so many different clubs and organizations that would benefit from this and partner on this.
Thank you.
Great.
Well, I was just gonna, if I could just add, just appreciate you both coming in tonight to talk about it. Appreciate the letter; it's well thought out. You know, one of the issues that kind of goes along with what you're talking about, Trevor, has been the issues up in the Tahuya Forest and the difficulties with DNR and hammering out, you know, where it's appropriate to go shooting and that kind of thing. So, you know, I think we're being pushed in a direction where, in order to take care of our sportsmen and shooters, that we need to start looking very seriously at, you know, having an alternative. And so I appreciate you stepping up and bringing this forward. And I think if we put our heads together, we can figure out a path forward.
I appreciate the consideration, and I'm always here to help for it. So
Great.
I think everyone knows that if I feel that if you could bottle the smell of spent ammo, that'd be one of my favorite perfumes.
try to patent that.
I was raised, my dad made sure that I knew how to shoot a gun. I was the only girl, and so he wanted to make sure that I could protect myself and I could also feed my family. And so I look forward to working with you on this. All right, thank you. All right, anyone else?
For everybody else that's in the audience.
All right. All right, we'll move on to item number 6, adoption of today's agenda.
Madam Chair, I move adoption of today's agenda as presented.
I'll second.
All right, got a motion and a second to adopt the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Move on to item number 7, approval of the minutes.
Madam Chair, I move for approval of the February 11th and February 18th regular meeting minutes.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the February 11th and February 18th meeting minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Madam Chair, when we do the action agenda, I do not have the other page that they gave us, so if
I
I
will
could have
share.
number 1, I have that on here.
You know, that works for me.
I thought Commissioner Trask would take all three.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to share the wealth. Let's move on to item number 8, approval of today's action agenda. Commissioners will read through the items on the action agenda. Commissioners of the public or members of the public can ask questions and or have the item removed for separate discussion. Commissioner Netherland, would you take item 8.1? Commissioner Shute, would you take item 8.2 and 8.3?
Oh, check her out, throwing the power around. Item number 8.1, Madam Chair, item number 8.1 reads approval of warrants and treasurer's electronic remittance. Claims clearing fund, warrants number 8070449 through 8070666. The amount, $342,709.13.
Madam Chair, item 8.2, approval for the chair to sign the 2020 Initial Boundary Validation Program, BVP, indicating the official legal boundary for Mason County, Washington is correct. And item 8.3, approval to appoint Mike Collins as the county engineer effective March 2nd, 2020.
Okay, having read through the
Nailed
action agenda, would anyone like anything removed for a separate vote or discussion? Nope. Anyone, any members of the public want to have anything removed? All right. Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move approval of today's action agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and a second to approve the action agenda as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, agenda is passed. So moving on to item number 9, other business. Do we have any department heads or elected officials that would like to address the commission?
Loretta Swanson, Public Works, and I just want to say how excited I am and thank you for helping me welcome Mike Collins aboard as our new Deputy Director and County Engineer. As you may know, Mike comes from Pacific County with over 30 years of experience working his way up through the department and organization, and I'm just really thrilled to see what he has to bring, and I know he's very excited to get started as well. And I think I could get behind the shooting business if there's some mounted shooting. Perfect.
Loretta, make sure you give him a heads up. We have a habit, if we're running short
Oh,
of
yes.
time for the hearings, that he'll have to
Yes.
introduce himself.
I will,
Get
absolutely.
a song and dance performance and something like that.
All right. Thank you, Commissioners.
All right, thank you. So we'll move on to item 10. We have no hearings at this time. So we could move on to item number 11, board reports and calendar. Commissioner Shute, if you could go first. Commissioner Netherland second, and I will go third.
Very good. Thank you, Madam Chair. A couple of quick things from last week, and just a word of welcome also to Mike Collins, our new county engineer. I know there was we were eager to get that position filled, and I think Mike will serve the community well, and look forward to getting him started on March 2nd. Had a chance to attend the North Mason Chamber Gala over the weekend. Just a great community gathering of folks up in from the north part of the county who've been working and making investments in our community. One of the people that they honored was Luke Russell, who was a senior class president at North Mason last year, who was instrumental in making a change in a long-held tradition in North Mason schools, the senior slowdown. Luke worked really hard with our community partners in the Sheriff's Office and State Patrol and in the welfare community to come up with a new tradition that celebrates their achievement as graduating seniors, but it has a little bit more of a, keeps the community and traffic in mind and isn't as burdensome on community members. And Luke wasn't there to receive the award himself. His parents received it on his behalf. He's at Army Ranger School at Fort Benning, Georgia, and so I think Luke has a bright future in front of him of service not only to our community but the country, and so just it was really great to see him honored for taking a leap and helping his community out on that one. Also, a couple other things from last week. Went on a transfer station tour with Zach Foster and our new Deputy Director for Utilities. Just really a great tour of our facilities to see how far we've come over the past couple of years and some areas where we need to continue to work on improving it. And so I think we're in good hands there, but certainly some things to continue to work on as well. And attended the grand opening of Mason General's new clinic, just really a beautiful building, and just really look forward to them continuing to improve health outcomes in Mason County and being a state-of-the-art and facility and leading the way on that. Going forward this week, have the Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board meeting, a meeting of the KMB Executive Committee on our jail study. Be attending the Governor's Council on Disabilities Town Hall Thursday evening, and jetting from there to the 35th Legislative District Town Hall just down the road. Also be attending the Sheriff's Breakfast and have a call with the Army Corps of Engineers on the Skokomish River Valley project.
Madam Chair, simply had the Mason Transit Authority meeting, met with the gentleman from Republic, the Executive Director of the ARC, briefings. We had our joint meeting with the Planning Commission. We met to go over a briefing in regards to enterprise and the introduction of it and how it's going to happen within our organization. I met with some business owners in regards to some of the issues that are happening in permitting and all the signage issues that are happening in Belfair, which are coming for us. One of the ones that I met with was actually owner of a sign company that puts them up and deals with all those issues too, and they're looking forward to bringing us some suggestions, but even more than that, they're even asking us if we would consider putting together something where they can bring in their association to help us to streamline some of these things and simplify it. North Mason, coming up the next week, North Mason Chamber of Commerce Luncheon. I have a meeting of some of the local businesses, the Ridge and some of the larger businesses that we're asking to meet with the building department to go over some of the permitting issues that they have, so we'll meet with them. Risk insurance interview. Local church is looking to relocate and they want to talk to me about some issues that we have out here. A breakfast with some community members from the south side. Left board meeting briefing brings it back and we start all over again.
Great. So today I also went on a tour of our waste management facilities, and it's very educational, and there was no smell, so that was a plus. Great people though that we have working for us. Tomorrow we have an LTAC meeting. I'll be doing some Turning Point activities tomorrow as well, and then a Community Action Council board meeting. Thursday, a meeting with a constituent, a conference call regarding some litigation, and then Thursday night it's the Governor's Committee on Disability Issues at Mason PUD. So it's a town hall there, so I'll be attending that, and then the next morning will be a leadership follow-up for that, for the disability issues. And then Saturday, I am super excited. I will be one of the judges for the Forest Festival King and Queen. I get to do some of those interviews, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then we're back on Monday for county briefing.
Madam Chair, I also will be attending the town hall for the Washington State Governor's Committee on Disability Issues appointment.
Great. See you there then. All
One
right.
other quick one that I forgot, and then a comment for Commissioner Netherland. Saturday I'll be attending the party caucuses in the county as well. And then, Commissioner, you mentioned you're meeting with a group about a church. I was at a meeting a couple of weeks ago, and one of the questions came up about some issues inciting a church in the city. And I hadn't seen any of that, and we were asked if there were any issues with, zoning and locating a church in the county. So if you wouldn't mind just kind of keeping that in mind and seeing what issues come up. I hadn't heard of anything. The question kind of struck me off, but if you're going to meet with the group, just keep that in mind. And if you hear anything, bring it back to us. So if we need to figure
fix
something
that.
out. Yeah.
No, I will.
Great.
And as you may also see me at the caucuses,
Mm-hmm.
so you know.
All right. Anything else? No? How about a motion?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All right. We are adjourned.